rest of the crew is okay. How are you feeling? Yeah. Probably got bumped in the head there pretty hard, huh? Yeah. Well, that's alright. Let me go ahead and just kind of give you a massage on the head, if that's alright. Okay. How's that? Is that good? Yeah. Yeah, we're back on Nugget Island, just like we planned. How's that feel? Good. Well, there are a few more things that we can find as far as treasure. Treasure. And probably a few more booby traps along the way. Right? Yeah. But that's alright. I was kind of looking over the map a little bit more, which we'll go into detail. But I think we'll do alright there. How's that helping? Let me go ahead and go to this side here for you. There we go. How am I doing? I'm doing alright. I sort of banged up my shin a little bit. Makes it a little difficult to maybe run. So hopefully we don't run into anything to where I need to sprint for my life. Otherwise I'll just be left behind. Yeah. Just get it back up there a little bit there for you. Yeah. It's tricky getting back to the island, but I'll tell you, I think there's a bit of a mystery to this island, because every time we get on our ship and follow the same coordinates, it's not in the same spot. Yeah, you notice that too, right? I mean, it's not completely off from its coordinates, but it's off enough, right? Almost as if maybe the island is moving, or we're in an area to where things get not exactly on the right latitude areas. I know. Does that feel better? Do a little bit more over here. But at least we're safe. And the ship does have a few repairs that are going to be needed, but we'll get to that in a bit. Alright, so let's go ahead and look over the map and see where our next destination is. Okay. Let's see here. So, you can see we got our map. Still in good shape, but it's got a little bit of, it's starting to wear down, but that's alright. So, let's take a look. So we've been traveling, we came in, I know this is a little bit more of a dangerous cove that we did go through, but we're going to go ahead and start with Mount Ardis. Right through here, through Mount Ardis. Now, from what I've learned, is that Casey would distribute treasures of different kinds throughout the island. And over here are many gems. And the gems that were taken and dispersed over Mount Ardis part of the reason, I think, is that these gems were originally from this area, and so she probably returned them there. So we're going to go start here for one day, working through all this, into the mountains and the hills. Then after that, we'll continue on over here to Delicious Trench, work our way through all this area here. It might take a journey, but then we're going to move up to the Profundo Lake. And over here at Profundo Lake, this is where, from what I've heard, it is gold. A lot of it is just gold pieces from ancient ruins that were collected and brought over and stuck in this area through here. After we spend some time looking through the valleys and finding this, we're actually going to head to Parbus Valley in this area, where there's heard to be, I believe, coins, silver and gold coins and silver coins, where these were dispersed at. And then we're going to move out of here, back on over here to Casey's Cove. This is where she actually made settled over here with Nugget and build, I believe, some sort of like fortress or even possibly a castle. Her and some men, and that's where she ended up staying. And there is some areas in there that have, I believe, a lot of, there's actually some other coins there, and there's actually jewelry in this area. After that, it'll be difficult to have to travel back. It's kind of like a one direction through it all, so we're going to have to come down this way to Perfidious Cave, and then we're going to travel through there. Now this gets a little tricky, but I'm almost thinking if we travel here, we should leave a few men in this area instead of coming back through Mount Arduous, and we don't want to go through the trench here on this direction, but the journey is too long from here. So we'll leave a few of our crew members. They're going to travel around here on sea, and we'll meet up right over in this area, maybe even here, but I think once we're done, especially with the amount of treasures we'll be gathering all the way through here, it'd just be easier to meet over here and have our crew to meet us right in this direction there. And I think that should pretty much cover that area. Now, there's possibilities that in the Perfidious Cave there could even be more treasures to behold there. But by the time we go to these locations, we're not going to have a whole lot of, we're not going to be able to have a lot of time just to hit that. And up in this north area, I don't think there's not a lot we can do there this time around, but we can always venture back and continue on through this here. In fact, I'm almost thinking skipping Perfidious Valley in search and just go straight from there into Casey's Cove. That's a thought there. Yeah, definitely probably work in that direction. Either way, I think we'll do fine moving through here. Now, as far as the Tiberius Cliffs, I'm not sure if there's any treasure here. I'll have to do some more research and find out. But in the meantime, if we just travel up through that, have our ship drop us off and pick us up here, we should be alright. Alright. So, you can see the next areas we need to go to on the map. Here, I got a nice cloth here. I'm just going to go ahead and wipe some of that off your face like so. What's that? The story behind the name of the island. Well, there is a bit of a story, although I'm not entirely sure if it's true, but you know, the crew and stuff kind of pick up little bits here and there. So, I think I told you before about, well, there was this enchanted queen named Casey. But apparently that wasn't true. Well, it was, but it wasn't. Actually, Casey was, well, very rich, came from a very wealthy family way back in probably I think it was about the 17th century. And she didn't want to be living under certain royalty. And so she saw that many of her people were oppressed by their government. So in her act of rebellion, she became a pirate. It's a true story. And as a pirate, she would be taking her ship out and robbing other fleets of ships. Kind of like a Robin Hood sort of thing. And then she would get all these treasures. Now, I know the question would be, well, if she's like high up in royalty, could she not also just help the poor? Well, it got tricky. So she found it easier and best, though I wouldn't say it was easier, to a little bit more there, to go out and get the other ships. Well, her intentions were good, mainly just to rob for them, but then they fought back. And as they fought back, she had to find a safe point. And the safe point was an island, which we're at right now. And so she decided to bury all the treasure. And for those who wanted to find it, she made maps for others. And the place that's called Casey's Cove is where she settled in. Oh, the name of the island. Well, she had one companion, a very close companion, a friend, her pet dog. Yeah, his name Nugget. Yep. And so, when she was left on the island with a wrecked ship, she decided to stay there and send out the other ship with her maps. And she decided to stay marooned on an island and called it Nugget Island. And for the rest of her years, she went around spreading out all her treasures on the island, her and Nugget. Well, that's the rumor. I don't know if it's true or not, but we found some treasure, so as far as I'm concerned, it works for me. Alright, so